Hello, everybody. It's Jason.
Hey, everybody. It's Marnie.
We are so excited today. We have two special guests with us. Two of the wonderful women who work at St. Mary's Wellness Clinic. We have Dr. Mehtar, who's the pediatrician there, and Dr. Willick, who's the psychologist there. And we're just pumped that they thought they'd join us today and share some of their great wisdom with us. And I know Marnie and I really, truly rely on their wisdom. So
We do. And we miss them because I feel like they help us so much in our school buildings and supporting our school families and our staffs. And we've been apart from them for some time now. And it was so exciting to see their faces and hear their voices. So thank you for joining us, you two.
No problem.
So you got any words of wisdom for us?
Who wants to start?
You can.
Oh, I should have kept my mouth shut. I just want to say that, this is such a weird time for all of us. And I know for myself and my kids, when we find that we're watching the news too much about the COVID-19 pandemic, that we start to feel kind of anxious and unsettled, and that I've just had to remind myself and my kids, just step away from it, distract yourself. If you're feeling too worried about things or worried about your grandparents, just remind yourself of what you can do by, the social distancing and washing your hands, and then, distract yourself, go and do a new hobby, or, watch TV if you have to, or take up painting or something like that. Read a book, or, play with Lego, or whatever it is that you think will entertain you and get your mind off of this stuff.
It's funny, when we don't know what's happening, right? We seek out information more than we normally do, right? And I think that's a good point. I find myself turning the news on and then turning it off and then turning it back on. And, it's that desire to learn more, but yet learning more doesn't help, does it?
No. Sometimes it just makes you feel more and more nervous and anxious and uncertain about what's going to happen. So it's just best to back away sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it is a very good point. Miriam, do you have something to share?
So hi, everybody. Unfortunately, I can't see any of you guys, but a few of you can, I guess, see me. I think the first thing that I want to say to everybody is, for those of you that, that we know, and for those of you who access the clinic, we really miss you guys. And that's probably been the hardest for, I think for me, and I think for a lot of people, is that it's really, really hard. And we're sort of in this together. And for people to understand that even though it is hard and it is worrisome, that we are all having to do that, and we're all doing it together, even though we're doing it separately. And I think that's a really, really important thing to remember when you're feeling sort of down, or, you feel like you're missing people. And I do know from speaking to people over the phone, that teachers and counselors like Marnie and Jason, Myrna and myself, that we really think about everybody, that we've not forgotten anybody. And that we're really trying to, this is our way of reaching out. As we've all been saying, this is hard. We've never done this before. We don't have a lot of choice because we have to stay home. We can only go out if we really need something, but it's important to do that because it's important to keep ourselves healthy, and it's important to keep others healthy. So staying away from other people right now, in terms of being able to physically distance, is really, really important. Like everybody, I worry about what's going to happen. I worry about whether I'm going to get sick, whether my kids are going to get sick. I worry about patients of ours and students that come to our schools, whether you guys are going to get sick or not. But I do know that most of us are going to stay well because we're going to do what we're told. I think, we all worry about stuff, and it's okay to be worried. And I think one of the things to do is to talk to somebody about that when we worry, whether it is, one of our brothers or sisters, a cousin, a grandma, you know, being able to reach out and say, hey, you know what, I worry about this. Myrna had mentioned, you know, distracting yourselves, doing something different, you know, so, and I think right now, I don't think I would ever say this, but right now it's okay to play those video games, at least.
I've never thought I'd hear that out of your mouth.
I never thought I would hear her say that either.
More than normal, that is okay. You know, we all have to kind of do things that make us feel like life is still, you know, there's still some normalcy to it. I think sometimes it's okay to be bored and to just sit quietly and to sort of think through things, maybe think about something you like to do, think about someone you really care about. I think there's that we can do, moments in the day, minutes in the day, that can sort of help us. I think if you know, if you're able to pick a book or look at a magazine or a comic, a little bit of the news, not really TV, it's okay, but a little bit of the news, be careful. You know, sometimes we sort of watch and we listen and we take in all this information and we can worry more. So we have to be cautious for that, and sometimes just say, you know, maybe in the evenings, you know, going to watch the 6 o'clock news, and then that's going to be my source of information. You know, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has sort of an opinion as to what's going to happen or what you should do and shouldn't do. And I think we have to be careful. Everybody's trying to help, but not, I don't think, you know, we all have the answers. And so we've got to be careful where we get information from. So I just, I guess I will end off by saying that, again, that, you know, we miss seeing everybody. We're here. For those of you who know, you know, where we are, certainly reach out by calling us. And we are, you know, not with you guys physically, but we're certainly thinking about you guys, and we worry about you guys. So thank you.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
So much, both of you.
I think those are great points for us to think about, you know, and figure out how we all are in the same boat together, trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us, and can we talk to you again?
Love that if we could.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Perhaps. Yes. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.